Welcome to the bold analysis. Jubilee Party made a U-turn that they were going to participate in Raila Odinga's public gathering in Kamkunji and subsequent parallel Jamhuri Day celebration in Jacaranda grounds. And when that was made, it signaled that former President Uhuru Kenyatta was staying still close within Raila Odinga's circle. Then one man, Gideon Moi, who single-handedly man-marked Kalonzo Musyoka and made sure that Kalonzo was part of Azimio fraternity, was not seen and has not been seen in public. And I think you will have to excuse Gideon because he's a posh, cool kid. Some other people call them Moar, means they are saved. So, where is Gideon Moi? It's a question that we'll have to look, but again, I just want to look at what could be the inside plot, why Gideon Moi is simply getting vanquished from the political scene. The most recent was the EALA, where Raila Odinga and the Azimio team provided a list, gave out a list hours after it emerged that Gideon Moi had also tendered his application to be considered for EALA, only later to withdraw his candidature after he learned that maybe the power sharing formula did not, or rather could not accommodate his candidature. So this is something that had been there. And despite of him being a very strong member of Azimio and the people who are behind Azimio ideology, he still went and decided to put his Senate candidature in Baringo, but was defeated by UDA nominee William Cheptumo. So from that time, we've seen Gideon Moi taking a rather low profile. And to add the salt into it, Raymond Moi, who is the elder brother, was also lost to a UDA candidate in Rongai. Remember in that by-election that was done later, because that Rongai is one place where the election had not been done on the D-Day. So there have been a strategy to make sure that Gideon Moi is not in question. And this is something I want us to look at in what will be the most complicated transition in the history of Kenyan politics. That is the Kalenjin-Ruto transition. Ruto transition in the Kalenjin land. And it's coming back to play. It's too early, but it's on table. And it's coming back to play. Because when President Ruto politically engineered the division in Mount Kenya, they were left without no option, but of course he rescued and gave them a deputy president. And so he's also here, and pundits are looking at it that one of the person that is a potential threat in that transition is the prince, Gideon Moi. So what do you see? Let me tell you how Ruto had started plotting the downfall on Moi as of 2017. Simon Chelugui, who is now a cabinet secretary in charge of SMEs and cooperatives, which is now the custodian of the Hustler Fund, was vying for governor in Baringo. And Ruto convinced Chelugui not to run for governor, but to go for Senate so that they could defeat Gideon Moi by then. So Gideon Moi was actually vying through Kanu. And what Moi did is, because he had realized that there was already antagonism and hate messages that had started being propagated against him, he rushed and then supported President Uhuru Kenyatta under the Jubilee coalition. So with that, of course, that harshness, there was a bit of, it was a brotherly contest. And in terms, of a brotherly contest, Gideon Moi became the elder brother. And Ruto went ahead to absorb Simon Chelugui in the cabinet, and he has also made it now. But in 2022, Gideon Moi did not make it. The young politicians from the Kalenjin land, the Oscar Sudis, and that team were trained to train their guns against Gideon Moi by running a narrative of they had actually that it was a dynasty within the region, and they really spread a lot of hate messages on the Moi family. So on that ground, it did not really see the light of the day. And even an attempt by Gideon Moi to come back into the fold became a very big challenge. And I can support Ruto successfully conquered Baringo through the UDA, because UDA got many seats there. And Gideon Moi has vast interest, rather the Moi family have vast business interest in the country. And Gideon might have realized that if he's going to put his feet forward into the Kenyan politics by this time that William Ruto is the president, one, he's going to be seen as a man who is an enemy of the community, because one of their own is the president of the Republic of Kenya. So because of that antagonism that might have come, that can easily vanquish and push him out, because you'll be seen that he's supporting one of their own. So what he has realized, I think Gideon has decided to backtrack, take a retreat, so that he doesn't seem to pull away with anyone. That is why you are seeing the comeback of David Morales around Raila Odinga's inner circle, and they have said they are going to be part of the public gatherings that are going to be called. But you're not seeing Gideon Moi. Gideon Moi is taking a tactical retreat. I have seen Nick Salat, who is the Secretary General of KANU, saying different sharply with the party chairman, who is Gideon Moi, that he seems to be managing the party himself. And from what I can tell you, President Ruto would actually want very fast to vanquish that KANU party, because the only thing of Moi family that remains in terms of the Kenyan politics, I think, is that KANU as a political party. I've seen the others, and now things are turning. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and also like our video. Thank you very much for those who are supporting us from different parts of the world. Asanteni sana, we do this and this every day because of you. Now, you know why Gideon is a factor in the Ruto transition at the Kalenjin land? The point here is there is a transition either in 2027 or in 2032. It's still too early to say that, okay, one person is going to run the show. And it depends on how you package yourself. Gideon will easily emerge through his financial muscles. The financial power can make him take grip of grassroots politics, especially within that region, if he is interested in. Because as what we know is that when someone is in government, there is normally sort of some discontent, because things that don't go right are blamed on the government of the day. But the biggest dilemma and the biggest potential of Gideon Moi to reemerge is at a point where there will be a camp around President Ruto that are eyeing that succession, but they are carrying the baggage of incumbency. So the garbage of incumbency here is, you have a president who you've worked with for some time, you can't fall out because he's been your friend forever, and that president is pointing that you guys need to support person X or Y because I'm making an exit. But then people also feel like the government that is here did not deliver to them. So on that, Gideon comes out as the savior of the hour. And that is why I can tell you that these schemes that have been set, and Nick Salat seems to be warming up to UDA, or rather to President Ruto, which I maintain that anyone crossing to UDA, someone who did not win any seat, that person is not going to help you in terms of development. That person is pursuing his own political interest. Mali imefika, kila mtu anajitafutia. That's what the Kenyan voter must understand. So, the transition baggage, the incumbency baggage can tarnish the reputation of candidates that want to be active in William Ruto's succession, and that include the likes of Kipchumba Murkomen. I know many people are asking, where is Gideon Moi? I think he cannot really come out now because any attempt will be framed and he will be set against the voters of the Rift, or rather to narrow it down to Baringo. That's my take. Let's meet in the next.